everyone, and welcome to a new vlog. I am actually putting away clothes right now. This vlog is going to be like a 5-day week in my life because I have 5 days off of work for Thanksgiving and I am so excited about that. Yesterday was a very chill day. I just kind of relaxed. I went to read with my mom by the water and it was a very short-lived experience because the water was low, so the smell of it was not the best. It was pretty gross, so we sat there maybe for like 15-20 minutes and then went home. And that night I hung out with my friends and we played a video game. It's by the people who created Until Dawn and The Quarry, but I don't remember the name of this one, but this one is set on an abandoned boat and it was such a cool game. We did not finish it, but we did get pretty deep into it and it's just so much fun, so exhilarating, so horrifying, and I just really enjoy games like that where you create choices and based off of those choices it creates a butterfly effect and that can determine whether or not the characters live or die. So far all our characters are still alive, which I'm very proud of because there were certain situations where they definitely could have died, but they are still around and I'm proud of them for that. And today I am going to try and finish These Violent Delights. If you saw my previous vlog, you will know that I started These Violent Delights and I am now maybe like 75-80% through and I just have to finish it so then I can move on to a bunch of historical fictions that I want to try out for this break, for this vlog. One is decently long, so I don't know if I'm going to finish it in this vlog, but I do have 3 historical fiction books that I want to try out and try reading. They are all off of my physical TBR because I'm really trying to bring that down, but I will let you know which one I'm going to start first after I finish These Violent Delights. But I'm going to listen to books unbound and put away the rest of my clothes, and then I will get to reading on my front porch, as I always do. I think I remember the name of the video game. I'm pretty sure it's called The Man of Medan, and it is really fun. Really enjoying it. I really hope we can finish it soon. I am now reading Good Morning Midnight by Rhys. This is only 180 pages and I am only 42 pages in and it's a very interesting read. It feels like a French New Wave film in book form. It is sporadic. It's a bunch of vignettes following a woman wandering around Paris, dealing with her job, speaking to strangers, and it just feels very unhinged in a way because she's an unreliable narrator. She's clearly unwell and it's pretty difficult to follow because we follow her internal monologue and that is just all over the place. So I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to finish it today. And I also ordered some new headphones for Black Friday because it is Black Friday today. I got these Bose, I think it's called Quiet Comfort headphones. I really wanted to invest in a good pair of headphones that don't hurt my ears because I wear glasses all the time and all the other headphones that I have previously tried have really hurt my ears because they press into my frames, and that presses into my head and gives me a headache. So I bought myself a pair of Bose headphones, and they should be coming in a couple of days, and I hope I really enjoy it. I hope they're comfy, so I'm excited to try those out. And that was like my big purchase for Black Friday. But my mom and I were reading on the front porch. She is now decorating for Christmas. I'm going to read up to page 50 of this book and then help her decorate the Christmas tree and my room. I am having the worst hair day ever, so I am cosplaying as Bucky Barnes really quick for today with my Met hat, but I do have a list of things to update you on because a lot of things have happened from Saturday until now. It is now Monday. I did not vlog or speak to the camera on Saturday and Sunday because it was more like a relaxing type of weekend for me and I just didn't really have things to update. But boy, did I have things to update, and I didn't realize. One, I DNF'd Good Morning Midnight. I got 70 pages in and decided that this is not the book for me. It's too scattered and fragmented, and it feels too cerebral for me. It just didn't flow for me. It felt like a chore to read, and I wasn't really getting anything out of it. So at the 70-page mark, I decided this is just not the book for me. Despite the cover fitting my aesthetic beautifully, I just decided no more, no thank you, I'd rather read something better. And I also forgot to share my thoughts about These Violent Delights when I finished it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because I do feel like the second and third part of this novel could have been heavily edited down. It could have been way shorter than it was because this book is over 400 pages, and while it was incredibly enjoyable and right up my alley, it was just too long for my liking. But other than that, I greatly enjoyed this novel. It was so well written, it was so lyrical and atmospheric, and it gave me physical anxiety when I was reading this book. I felt like physically nauseous because the characters were making the worst decisions and the consequences were sneaking up on them, and it was just such a fascinating read. It really made me think, and witnessing the character corruption arc of Paul and Julian was absolutely fantastic. If you love Hannibal, if you love watching characters slowly lose their morals and become the worst version of themselves, then you will love this novel. Greatly enjoyed it. It probably is one of my favorite pieces of character development that I've ever read before. It was just flawless. You really witnessed the slow descent into madness and obsession and evil from these characters, and it's definitely one of my new favorite dark academias that I don't think a lot of people are reading, but I will speak more about this book in upcoming Books and Brews. It's definitely one of my new favorite reads of 2022. And next on my list is the fact that I saw The Wonder with My Best Friend. It is a historical fiction set in Ireland following Florence Pugh, who is a doctor, and she goes to visit a girl who has not eaten for 4 months. So this has become a religious phenomenon within this family and this community about this girl who has not eaten, who claims she is living off of the manna of heaven and Jesus and God, and It was an interesting movie. It definitely wasn't a movie that I would see myself rewatching, but Florence Pugh's performance was amazing as usual. The girl in the movie was also phenomenal, and their chemistry and the way that they interacted with each other was really interesting. It's a slow movie to watch, but I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, wondering if it was going to go in a supernatural route, but it was really rooted in reality, and it just spoke a lot about religion and the belief in stories and the stories that we tell ourselves. It was a very interesting movie, but wasn't a movie that really stuck with me, but I just love Florence Pugh and I will watch anything that she was in, so it was an enjoyable time, but I definitely would never watch it again. Remember at the beginning of this vlog when I said that I was hoping to read 3 historical fictions, 1 I DNF'd? Well, I didn't touch the other 2 historical fictions. This entire reading vlog and vlog in general has been derailed by the fact that I started a fae romance that was recommended to me over on TikTok. There was a trend of people sharing scenes from movies and shows, and they close the laptop and it closes onto the cover of the book. It's a very cool concept, love it. It really sucked me right in, and the one that really got me was a TikTok of an author sharing a scene from The Witcher and showing Geralt, and they closed the laptop and it closes onto the cover of their book, and their book is The Longing of Lone Wolves. And she said, like, if you like Geralt from The Witcher, but if you want him to be in a spicy fae romance, read this book. Yeah, I started the book and now I'm 62% through the book. I read that all in one day. I am obsessed. This romance is a beautiful, slow burn fae romance between a fae and a human. It deals with the apocalypse, it deals with fated romance and mates, and it's so good. I'm eating it right up. There's something about me, and it's the fact that I love fantasy romance. I'm not a big fantasy reader, but if you throw in an overarching romance, I'll eat it right up. I one time read a 700-page fantasy romance in 2 days. So that's when you know I really love fantasy romance, and I am eating this up. He acts a lot like Geralt, but he's a lot kinder to the main character, Clark, and I really enjoy it. I think the world is really interesting. It's not like anything I've really read before in terms of fae. I think it's really unique, and I just love the main character, Rhys. He is just so grumpy and moody, and he has this curse upon him where nobody else can see him except for Clark, our main character. So that dynamic is really cool because they are trying to not only figure out why she's in this world, but also figure out why Rhys has this curse upon him. So good. I can't believe I read 300 pages in one day, but I also can really believe it because it's a fantasy romance. So I just filmed a video, so I thought this is like the perfect setup to finish off of this vlog. I finished The Longing of Lone Wolves and I gave it 3 stars. I am so upset with how much I enjoyed the beginning of this book and did not enjoy the middle and the end because it utilized one of my least favorite tropes of all time, and the ending felt so rushed and just wrapped up too nicely for me within a couple of chapters because the whole entire story has this overarching problem, and it's the fact that Rhys has a curse set upon him, and to have that curse be lifted and be fixed so easily towards the end of the novel felt cheap in a way, and I'm just so upset. I'm so upset about this book because I really enjoyed the first half. I read the first 200 pages in one sitting, so I devoured the first half of the book, and then the latter half was just disappointment after disappointment with my least favorite trope, with the easy solutions that this whole entire plot had. I just felt like the beginning was so strong and then the ending was incredibly weak. So I don't know, I gave it 3 stars. It could even be a 2-star read to me, but I don't think I hated enough to give it a 2-star. It definitely was enjoyable for the first half, but the last half. So thank you so much for watching yet another cozy vlog from me. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have made it this far in the video, leave a snowflake emoji in honor of The Longing of Lone Wolves, even though I didn't really enjoy it, but it was like a nice like wintry read, and I think it did really fit the season that I was reading it in, but it was just such a disappointment. I'm just so sad about it. So I'm still on the hunt to find a perfect fantasy romance novel. I haven't found one yet. So if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below because I would love to read more of them because that's one of my weaknesses. But thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!